I think, a lot of guys, we would just kind of handle it like as if it was an injury, You kind of just have to go with it, go with whatever you're going with right now. You can't really think too much about it. We had a season to play. And as much as we love Fitz, we kind of didn't want it to distract what we were doing. And luckily, he got it all done, and he was able to come back for us.
Yeah, no, you're right. You do have to do the next man up thing when the contract situations take over like that one seemed to do. With that being said, the backup quarterback situation is one of the big discussion points in Jets camp. Who's taking the edge right now? Bryce Petty had a great, second half last week. Geno obviously did the entire offseason. Who do you like for the number 2 job with you guys right now?
I think, that's definitely not really my spot to say. I like how everybody's out there performing, though, obviously. Each one of the quarterbacks has their own talents. I'd rather not say who's going to be the number 2. That's kind of the coach's decision. But I hope whoever plays the best is obviously the second quarterback.
Man, you're only in your second year, and you answered that like a veteran, man. I'm impressed, Quincy. How excited though do you have to be for this offense? You guys were explosive last year, especially in the receiving core. You bring in Matt Forte. I don't know if he's really got much practice time because of the hamstring injury, but the growth should be the exciting part for you guys so far this year.
Yeah, definitely. I think, coming into year 2 of our offense, we know what we're capable of, and we kind of want to just kind of explore some more things. I think, we did a lot of good things last year, but we want to come into this year doing a lot more things.
Quincy, what I wanted to ask you, granted it happened a while ago, but it's still interesting, and now that we have you, I'd love to hear your perspective. I actually thought you were one of the guys who maybe helped break it up here. A little temper flying at camp between Marshall and Revis. Now, listen, Tiki played. We always see these scraps between the offensive linemen and it happens. But it's very rare when the star receiver and a Hall of Fame corner get after it at that matter. I mean, what were you guys thinking when Marshall and Revis started throwing haymakers at each other?
Yeah, let's first off, it wasn't any haymakers. But I think, it started off, Brandon started practice, and he was like, I'm going to go at Revis today. No malicious stuff. Just kind of like I want to get him going. Mm-hmm. Sometimes Brandon does that every once in a while. He kind of wants to get guys really competitive. He's one of the more vocal guys on our team. So, anyways, they started going at it in one-on-ones, and it's just 2 competitors, playing fast, playing strong. And, it got to a point where there was a lot of jawing back and forth. Nobody really threw too many punches. I think one was a little flat. But, I just kind of wanted to pull him away. It was kind of distracting from practice. Wanted to make sure that we continue practice.
Did it get y'all hyped?
Yeah.
Y'all hyped? Were you like, yeah, let's go? Or you kind of like, cut it out?
I think everybody got pretty hyped.
See, that's
it's
the
always
point.
good to see your 2 best players out there kind of getting competitive.
Yeah, that's kind of rare,
It's
but we'll move on. Quincy Enunwa, the Jets, with us here on Tiki and Tierney. Hey, what is Todd Bowles like? I mean, Rex was the coach for a while here, and at times he owned New York. At points he became a bit of a laughing stock, but in all a good guy. And we always knew what Rex was thinking. Todd Bowles very different. Obviously, you've only been here for 2 years. What is Todd Bowles like though when we aren't around, when the media's not there? What's he like to the team behind closed doors?
He's actually a jokester.
Really?
He normally comes into team meetings with a few jokes. I know he doesn't tell too many jokes outside of the meeting rooms, but he always has a few jokes for us. He has a pretty good sense of humor. He's a great coach, man. He really takes care of his players. Really wants to know, who's going to be the guy for him, who wants to really work for him, and if you work for him, he's going to work for you.
Now, when I look at your schedule, Quincy, you guys got a very tough first half of Cincy and Buffalo, and Kansas City, Seattle, Pittsburgh, Arizona.
Yep, keep racking up them wins.
So the challenge will be immediate, but there is the opportunity, obviously, because of what's happening up in New England for the division. Are you guys thinking about that? Are you thinking about the opportunity within the division, or is it just still 1 week at a time type of thing?
Well, of course, I think, we're all thinking about the division, but at the same time, we're taking it 1 day at a time, if that makes sense. We don't want to, put too much out there, but we definitely all have the same goal. I think our goal every year is to make it to the Super Bowl. We never want to say, we want one step better. You know, our goal is always to make it there. But we're focusing on each week as we go. You know, you never want to get too far ahead of yourself.
How good is this defense? You know, because Tiki brought up Marshall and Decker, even Forte, who I know hasn't practiced a ton, but Forte is going to be ready for week one. What is it like to go against this defense? Starting with the front four, which doesn't really affect you as much, but it just seems like the defense, again, has a chance to be top 5, top 6, one of the best units in the NFL. What's it like in practice going against them?
Well, yeah, you know, you said the front four doesn't affect me, but it kind of does. You know, when those guys create pressure, it obviously quickens up the timing a little bit, and so we really have to make sure that we're getting open.